We got ourselves team 2 with your boy Cat playing that arms. Wait, no, wait, that's Stratos. Looks very similar to Cat. And there's our man Catchican right here. 2 Tauren arms warriors. We got also as well Tyrion Foss playing the Demonology with a slightly different build. Christina on the Feral Druid. Oh, that actually looks badass. And we got ourselves Lei. I'm gonna call you Lee at some point. I'm so sorry. Zarly, be out of stealth unless you're doing, by the way. Thank you so much, fam. We got Obliv as a fire mage in the other team with Poison Dagger, probably playing Assassination. Is he? Yes, he is. We got Brianni as a Windwalker monk, and in the back we got ourselves Crazy Nelly with Catchican gonna be first up. Get him with an incap. Zerker raging out of it. In defensive stands for this leg soup as a big dress comes out from Brianni with the images as well as Zuen. And that's going to be Catchican swapping into defensive stance, get hit with a disarm. As he swapped into sword and board, and DC with a $50 dono. Oh my god, Ravager dropping in for Catchican. It's just going in for the shield slams. That's going to be Fear as the Karma comes out. Actually going in for just a little bit of damage into the Karma. Big donation from DC. Can we get a hashtag DC for that $50 dono? Holy crap. How you doing, my man? As Catchican is still in sword and board, got himself full shield block available to tank up this damage as best as possible. Going to be a board set up for Brianni in case he needs to back out. Catchican goes in for a bit of a first aid since the monk is nowhere to be found. Catchican might as well recoup a little bit. Yo, can we get a big old hashtag DC in chat showing appreciation for the huge 50 bones donor, man? Holy shit, dude. What? Oh my god. DC, enjoy this Catchican. Get a hit with an incap. Zerkers for this one. It looks like Brianni's going to be waiting out. I think Brianni's maybe waiting for cooldowns. Probably waiting for images to be back up. Maybe a Karma available for sometime soon. Just kind of avoiding Catchican as best as possible, as that's going to be a leg sweep into a big old Fist of Fury. Trying to get some damage with those images. Catchican get hit with a disarm. Could not block the next few attacks. Got himself a little bit of that big defensive with Ignore Pain. Also, Warlock Hellstone in case he needs to. Brianni does have a port, goes in for a port. Does Catchican have a leap? He does have a leap to leap back up to Brianni. Still staying in the sword and board. Fist of Fury flying from Brianni. As Catchican just cannot really close the gap with the monk. But somehow he got some kind of a bleed on him. Is that the mastery? Do you just have some kind of a huge mastery build? Because whatever the dot damage that you got, it's kind of just tick it down to Brianni. Warbreaker does come out. Catchican does go for a short stun with Ravager ready. Brianni does have a cover for this if necessary. And Catchican does pop back in defense stance with sword and board. Fear back onto the Karma, but the Ravager is going to break that Fear. Fist of Fear flying. Catchican maybe could go for a shield block. Big whirling Dragon Punch coming out for Brianni, but he cannot really crack through Catchican's defenses. That shield is proving quite strong. Big charge to intercept Brianni as they're trying to back out of there. Leg sweep onto Cat. He does trick it out of it. Swapping back to the sword, maybe looking for that big slam damage. Disarm onto Cat with Fist of Fury flying. He got himself a bit of a defensive self-heal with a Crucible. Brianni got himself a little bit of health, but getting close to that execute is going to go for a short port. Incap into Cat, he does Zerkers out of it. If Cat could get maybe a little bit more damage, this could be big. Ravager does intercept again with that charge onto Brianni. Fist of Furies are flying all over again, and Brianni looking to get out of there. Cat going for a massive lead. Brianni does have some kind of a dodge ticket down on him. It's actually proccing quite a lot. And unless Catchican can catch up, I think Brianni is going to catch up on a little bit of that heal. Going for the Death Charger. Does Cat land the Charger around the corner? He does, as Brianni closes, rounds the corner. Another roll by the monk, going for more Vivifies. And Cat, does he have a leap here? Looks like Brianni is out of it. He got out of there. He escaped. Catchican having to mount back up. Disarm immediately as Fist of Fury is flying. Looks like Cat is going to take that damage to the face for a little bit. Probably holding on to a charge and leap. Charge in as Brianni rounds the corner. Another Zerker Rage available. Maybe a leap this time. Brianni looking like he's going to buff himself up. Get a lot of damage available. Big defenses up. Perfect opportunity for Cat to make a play. Dress onto Catchican. Did have himself Ignore Pain. That's going to be Karma on top of it all. Catchican popping off the shield block with the sword and board. Just actually completely blocking some of that damage from Brianni, which is a lot of physical damage. Big leap with a charge to intercept, and Brianni is gonna bail out to the other side. So far it's been a bit of a cat and mouse kind of game, and Cat is the cat here, and Brianni is a bit of a mousy play, just trying to escape from the big kitty cat. It actually couldn't be any more perfect. Cat and mouse, and it's Catchican out of all people. War Stomp available as Brianni getting hit with this stun. That's going to be a Ravager on top of him. Catchican maybe could Zerker Rage out of it, decided not to. Ravager was doing a bit of damage, but also feeding Kachkin a lot of that rage. A lot of rage that can turn around into a ignore pain, into damage. There's a lot of options here. Brianni does have a port. Kind of close to the own port, though. And that's going to be a charge from Cat into another Fist of Fury. Fear to break up the Fist of Fury. Leg Soup, Trinket for Kachkin. Trying to get on top of Brianni and try to stay on him as best as possible. Images are up. Brianni taking lots of damage. Maybe X can play right here. As Kachkin does throw in a Crucible. And that's going to be a leap for Cat. Landing those executes. I think it's taking him out. Very well played by Cat. Brianni tried the very hardest. Definitely has insane mobility. But looks like Cat can play with the actual sword and board. Actual swapping weapons. Actually popping shield block. Gave him a little bit of the defensiveness that he needed. He's actually swapping weapons, which I haven't really seen a lot of people do in PvP. Paladins can do it. And they actually have abilities with a shield slam that gives them armor. Warriors can do it with a shield block. And I think this is what more warriors are going to need to do in the future. PvP or PvE. You might want to actually have to do that, because that's a perfect opportunity. You actually could like taunt, shield block. You actually could take a good few hits. It's physical damage. And not a lot of people expect it. It's a protection palette. What are you think? And Zarly is going to be up next, getting ravaged by the Ravager. Popping off evasion, I think for the Ravager or maybe for Cat. Cat is just going to have to wait out that evasion. Got himself a sword and board and blocking a lot of the attacks from Zarly. Actually, I think it's 100% block when you have the shield block up. And Kacha can get himself Warbreaker available. Might swap weapons. Does get himself a short charge to Zarly. Got quite a bit of bleeds on him. Quite a bit of dots. That's going to be double charging to Zarly. And Zarly does catch a restall. Dotted though. Does he go down? Wait a second. Oh my goodness. Kachakin. The dot master. He's an affliction warlock with a two-hand sword, a shield, and a mace and a shield. Got the butcher's blade here. Oblivion's going to be up next as a fire mage versus Kachakin. Probably going to be a difficult game for Cat, as Oblivion's letting Cat catch up on first aid. Honor duel between the two champions of the 5v5 1v1 Duels. Obliv with a math. Actually looks like Christina poking out to give Kachakin a heal, which I think Obliv is maybe okay with. It looks like he's giving him an honor duel, so I guess it might as well. What is Stratos? Yo, Stratos, can you go back in the arena? You kind of just in the middle of it, man. Can you back up? I would appreciate it. Just out in the middle. Just boys, we got another cow out in the arena, just kind of grazing and fell asleep after eating some grass. Could somebody get him back in the pen? I don't know. I wonder how Kachakin is going to do against Obliv. Spell Reflect is a little bit different now. It's only reflects one spell, which might be really tough for him. Does get hit with a breath. It's going to be Cat just going to have to take the damage. Trinkets out of the polymorph immediately, dropping down Ravager onto Obliv, throwing down Crucible. Does not get the Reflect. That's going to be double Crucible as well as Ravager actually doing damage to Obliv, who decides against trying to go for a big G-Pie onto Kachakin. Instead gets images up and running. So that's going to be actually Obliv's opener onto Cat. Reset. He did get a Trinket out of Kachakin last time, so he actually will be able to polymorph him next time. If Kachakin can maybe like pop or reflect as he gets hit by a breath, that actually might cancel Obliv's poly next time. Looks like he doesn't do it. That's going to be a full poly this time. Obliv is going to have himself the full go here. Kachakin is going to have to take this to the face. Let's maybe he goes for a fear. Goes in for a big damage right now. Will spell reflect for at least one pyro. And Kachakin might take a lot of damage here. Maybe a defense is necessary. Getting Ravager. That's going to be his defenses coming up. Safeguard Trinket Procket for Cat. Having to go for a self-heal as Obliv is eating away every single one of those hots away from Cat. Big charge into Obliv. Does go for a breath for a sec. Kachakin is rooted in a Noah for a second. Obliv breaking out of the fear. Kachakin is super low in health. Does have to go for extra health and maybe swap it to a shield. I don't think he's going to be doing it. Reflect available for the last hit. And Obliv got himself Scorches available. I think that should be end right here unless Kachakin has something to keep him alive. I think he tried to go for a charge, maybe a heal off of Obliv. Couldn't quite do it. Yeah, the sword and board are great. Actually going to be a breath misses. Tyrion gets a stun into a Mortal Coil onto Obliv. Lots of damage from these pets. That's going to be Tyrant, unable to get the big damage on Obliv. Maybe one cast, throwing a Mally onto Obliv. That's going to be actually a lot of pressure onto Obliv. Does get a freeze onto all these pets. If Tyrion could maybe get around the other side, Obliv looking to just wait out the Mally. That was a really aggressive play. I don't even know how Tyrion was able to dodge that fear, but he was able to do it. Pets are still available, still up and running. Obliv is just around and stun. Might be maybe an ice block if he does. If those pets do get his cauterize. It doesn't look like they do. Okay, which one is Tyrion? Tyrion is 3. Okay, works out. Looks like Tyrion is a little bit laggy. Oh, very laggy. Oh, goodness. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't disrupt his gameplay too much. Obliv does Nova all this bets from afar. Mortal Coil hitting Obliv. Tyrion does wall this. I don't even know if he necessarily needed to, but he does choose to wall. And looks like he's kind of lagging. Yeah, looks like he's actually really badly lagging. I think he maybe gave up because the lag is crazy, or maybe he's using abilities, but the lag is just unable to get... Yeah, I don't even know what's going on. That was super unfortunate, though. Obliv getting that second kill. Even though that second kill was a little bit maybe questionable. Not much we can do if somebody's lagging, man. Hopefully their internet connection improves. Maybe it's an outage. Maybe it's the servers. You never really know, right? But Christina is going to be up next as a feral dude. I really like your Mog. Given Obliv opportunity to actually catch up on heals, he's like, hey, I'm letting you know. This is where I'm at. You're more than welcome to eat. And now once you got all the food, now we're ready. Obliv coming into this with a trinket, and every defense is still available. I guess Kachik and a Fire Mage is going to have an advantage over a Warrior. Going to be a Ring of Frost onto Christina, maybe a G-Pie. G-Pie is cooking up, but Christina's going to take the full hit. That's big bleeds on Christina, though. I mean, Obliv, though. That's going to be big damage out of Obliv with a Rune of Power. Big Pyroblast flying onto Christina, and Obliv tried to stay in that Rune of Power for as long as he could, sending those Phoenix Flames and Pyros onto Christina. Lots of damage. Big Mastery setup to burn for quite a while. But Obliv just couldn't one-shot Christina. Did have to pop a wall for this. Christina does not play a Trinket, by the way. Good breath to stop Christina from being able to get himself an opener. But Christina was in feral form, so you can't really polymorph him. Obliv popping off the images. Maybe might even go for a Rune of Power. Might be good for him to actually try to see if he can... Big burst out of Christina out of nowhere, though. Obliv's soul basically went down from 25% to 0 back to 25 with a Cauterize. Did have to ice block it. And Christina does try to see if he can get himself a bit of an angle. Moonfire does come out of stealth, but I think he might be able to dip back in stealth very, very quickly. Unless Obliv might be able to get some kind of a breath, maybe a ring combo. Maybe a ring? Does he have it? It doesn't look like he does. He's going to send a Meteor onto Christina. I don't even know if that Meteor connected properly, actually. Obliv trying to catch up on food. Christina not gonna let him. Got himself even more damage. Obliv, I don't really know what else he got. He does have images. He could pop images. Probably should be using those images immediately. Breath into Christina. Needs to find a way to get him into a Ring of Frost. I don't think he actually is going to be able to, since the bleeds really do end up stacking up with Christina. What kind of a bleed build do you run? Maybe you decide to trade a lot of versatility for Master, or maybe Giga Mastery, Giga Versa. Crazy Nelly, gonna be up next as a Retribution Paladin. Lightforged Red Pally versus a Feral. Neither of them running proper trinkets. Neither of them running any normal trinkets at all. Ferals are very good again. Yes, they are, DC. Yes, they are. Crazy Nelly getting attacked by the cat. Thorns available immediately. Crazy Nelly popping off Shield of Vengeance with wings. Gonna be quite a bit of a big hit back to Christina. This gonna... Ooh! What the what? It looks like Crazy Nelly wasn't looking out for the bleeds. And Christina landed a couple of those Crucibles back to back. I don't even know what he did. What kind of a build do you run? What was that? Huh. Just kind of burst out of nowhere. And I don't think I saw him use Dress there or anything. Poison Dagger is going to be up next on the other team. Last one left. An Assassination Rogue is Christina. Should be able to see him looking for that Moonfire. Does not get the Moonfire. But he knows the Rogue is somewhere in that area. And as long as he starts in bear form, I think it should be okay. It's going to be really up to the Rogue to make a play here. Christina does not have a trinket. So for Christina being in bear form, instead of a cat form or out of form for this Rogue, is probably a better choice. Looking for that second eye. Looks like the eyes are not available. The eyes are not here. And Poison Dagger does land the sap. It's going to be really up to the Rogue to see how he decides to approach this duel. Resap and Christina. Mark for Death Kidney Shot available. Christina immediately Barkskins. Poison Dagger does not go for a Vendetta. Goes in for Reaping Flame. That's going to be Moonfire traded onto the Rogue. But that's quite a bit of bleeds on the Christina as well as poisons. And Christina should be dispelling those poisons immediately, by the way. Immediately dispel those wound poisons. Actually, I wonder if Poison Dagger switching from wound poison to a deadly poison in this situation. Does land the stun into Poison Dagger. Big bite to follow. Poison Dagger under a lot. Oh my goodness. What was that, Christina? Just bursting these guys. Cat, by the way, gotta give you credit. That was a lot of damage, lots of healing. Very well done. Obliv, very, very well done. I think everybody got to play this right. No, a couple dudes on Cat's team did get to play. Shadow Priest and another warrior. But Christina came in and just kind of popped off. I believe he's using Ring of Frost. 6 seconds later, does the blue have? Yeah, I do.